Super Mario 64 was one of the first 3D games ever made. It may not be a game that will blow your mind when you play it today, but trust me, people were amazed when they played this game in 1996. It was just so incredible to see Mario and all these worlds and enemies in full 3D. This game also marks the first time many people ever got to see video game bosses in full 3D. And that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. I'm going to be ranking every boss in this game from easiest to hardest. A few things before we begin. First, there's definitely enemies in this game that it's questionable if they're even bosses or not. So here's my definition of what makes a boss for this video. The boss must be any single enemy that you can hit multiple times in order to get a star. So the races with Koopa the Quick and with the Penguin won't count, as those are races, not boss fights. The battle with the Piranha Plants in Tiny Huge Island isn't going to count either, since that's multiple enemies that you hit only once. So that leaves 12 boss enemies by my definition that we're going to rank. And one last thing before we begin, this is just my opinion. You're probably not going to agree, and that's fine. Feel free to give me your ranking below in the comments. That said, let's get on with the video. Number 12 is Wiggler. To me, this is the easiest boss in the game by a long shot. I have no idea why you encounter this boss so late in the game when he is so simple and easy to beat. All you have to do is just jump on this boss 3 times. That's it. Wiggler gets angry and starts moving a little faster each time you hit him, but that's not a big deal. The only hard part of this fight is having to readjust the terrible camera angles the game keeps giving you throughout the fight. Number 11 is King Bob-omb. This is the first boss you encounter in this game, and as you expect, it's a very easy fight. All you have to do is get behind King Bob-omb, pick him up, and throw him to the ground 3 times. Sometimes he may move in a way that makes it difficult to get behind him, and sometimes you may have trouble getting the timing right to pick him up. But even with that, he is still incredibly easy to damage and take out. Number 10 is the Womp King. Here's another boss that is incredibly easy to beat. Once you get close enough to him, he will try to fall on top of you. Just quickly move out of his way and then ground pound on his band-aid covered back. Repeat 2 more times and the fight is over. Number 9 is the Big Bully. This boss can cause problems if you don't have enough momentum when you hit him. You defeat him by ramming into him and knocking him into the lava. You can also punch or kick, but I feel like my method of jumping and ramming is easiest. Just make sure you have enough momentum when you attack or it's into the lava you go. There are 2 big bullies, but I'm ranking them together here since they are both the same fight. The only difference is you have to knock off 3 smaller bullies to get one of them to appear. Other than that, they're exactly the same. It's still an easy fight once you learn how to gain enough momentum to knock him off. Number 8 is the Chili Bully. This is the exact same fight as the Big Bully. The only difference is you're on ice, so you slide around slightly more, which I guess makes this fight a little harder. Number 7 is the first battle with Big Boo. This is one of only 2 bosses in the game that you fight multiple times. It can be confusing at first as how you're even supposed to damage Big Boo. You can't just let him sneak up behind you and do a ground pound. You actually have to be looking in his general direction while you're doing the ground pound. Once you figure all this out though, he's pretty easy to take out. Just hit him 3 times and it's over. Number 6 is the third and final battle with Big Boo. I have no idea why this is the final fight, not the second fight, as it's the exact same battle as the first time you fight Big Boo. The only difference is you're up on a balcony at the top of the mansion, so you have less room to move and can fall off if you're not careful. But other than that, it's exactly the same fight. Number 5 is the second battle with Big Boo. This fight is different and definitely a bit more challenging than the last 2 Big Boo fights we looked at. This time you're on a merry-go-round contraption. You have to look at and ground pound Big Boo while the merry-go-round is moving. This is definitely not the easiest thing to do, so you're going to need some patience and precise timing. This is definitely not the most challenging boss, but he's definitely not easy to defeat either. Number 4 is the first battle with Bowser. I think this is by far the easiest of the 3 Bowser fights in this game. I know this fight technically doesn't fit my definition of a boss that I gave at the beginning of this video, but it's Bowser. An exception can be made for him. He's obviously a boss. All you have to do is grab his tail and slink him around into one of the spiky bombs at the edge of the level. He does breathe fire, but that shouldn't matter if you grab his tail in enough time. Your best bet is to lure him to the edge near one of the bombs, then it should be pretty easy to take him out. Number 3 is Eyerok. As you may know, Nintendo loves having bosses in their games themed to hands, and this boss is no exception. Eyerok is the only boss in this game that I actually found harder than one of the Bowser fights. Each hand slides around and pounds on the ground near Mario, and the attacks are not always easy to avoid. You have to punch each hand in the eye 3 times in order to end the fight, meaning it takes 6 hits in order to defeat this boss. So yeah, this boss isn't exactly an easy one. Number 2 is the second battle with Bowser. This is definitely a step up from the previous Bowser fight. Bowser can tilt the entire platform you're standing on. On top of that, he can teleport to you, making it easy to get hit by him if you're not careful. Even worse, Bowser may charge at you from across the stage, and this is not an easy attack to avoid at all. The spiky bombs are also placed a little farther out, but it still shouldn't be too hard to hit one of them as long as you can lure Bowser near the edge of the stage and have decent aim. Like the last time, it just takes one toss into a bomb to take Bowser out. Number 1 is the third and final battle with Bowser. In my opinion, this is the toughest boss fight in this game, and it's not even close. There is so much going on in this fight that makes it tough that I'm not even sure where to begin. For one thing, Bowser moves really fast and can spew fire everywhere if you don't quickly grab his tail when he stops, so you better make sure you do. Like usual, you can lure him to the edge of the stage to make it easy to toss him into a spiky bomb. That works for the first toss anyway. Yes, you have to damage him 3 times this time, not just once. Bowser can also jump and cause 2 huge circles to move across the platform that can damage Mario if he doesn't jump over them or get far away enough from them. You can also lure Bowser near the edge to throw him into the second spiky bomb. Just be careful not to actually throw him off the side or he'll jump back up and knock off a piece of the platform near the bomb. But the worst and hardest part of the fight is the final phase, where Bowser gets mad and stomps the platform into the shape of a star. This makes the fight much more difficult, since now all the spiky bombs are much further away from the platform. If you have great timing and good aim, this may not be a problem for you. If not, you just have to toss Bowser and hope you get lucky, which is what I did. Luckily, it did work, but it may take you a while to beat him if you try that method. Well, that's it for this video. If you made it all the way to the end, then that must mean you enjoyed it. So I'd appreciate it if you gave it a like. Videos like this aren't easy to make and are pretty time consuming, so any and all likes are greatly appreciated. I definitely plan on making more videos like this in the future. With that said, I hope you enjoyed my ranking of the bosses in this game, and I'll see everyone next time.